In the heart of ancient Persia, a man rose to power whose name would echo through history: Cyrus the Great. Born into a world of kings and conquerors, his destiny was far greater than mere expansion of an empire. From boyhood, he displayed wisdom and courage, a combination that would define his rule. Persia was a land of conflict, where power was often seized by blood, not justice. Yet Cyrus dreamed of a kingdom where rule was tempered by fairness and humanity. Through strategy and might, he conquered lands, but he sought more than mere domination. He codified laws and decrees that treated subjects with unprecedented dignity. The Cyrus Cylinder, an artifact of compassion, proclaimed freedom for the enslaved and respect for diverse beliefs. Cyrus's decree freed captives and allowed displaced peoples to return to their homelands. His conquests were tempered with mercy, a stark contrast to the cruelty of his contemporaries. Within his palaces, justice was not a luxury, but the foundation of his empire. He understood that true power lay not in fear, but in respect and compassion. Cyrus became a ruler whose vision extended beyond conquest into the very soul of his people. Advisors feared change, yet he listened, shaping laws that protected the weak. Diverse peoples thrived under his rule, each allowed to follow their own customs and faiths. Even amidst war, he carried a vision of unity, a radical notion for his era. His decrees were revolutionary, declaring that all men had rights, regardless of origin or status. Where other kings ruled through fear, Cyrus ruled through mercy and law. The capital of his empire stood as a testament to both power and enlightened governance. Even in times of tension, his presence inspired loyalty rather than terror. Every campaign was carefully measured, every life considered, as he balanced conquest with conscience. Across rivers and deserts, his influence spread, yet he left cultures intact rather than erasing them. He rebuilt cities, ensuring that his victories did not become curses upon the land. Even his currency carried messages of prosperity and justice, not oppression. Legends grew of a king who ruled by wisdom, striking fear into enemies but protecting the innocent. Under his rule, life flourished, even in lands recently touched by war. Cyrus valued knowledge, encouraging learning among all classes of society. Even in the dead of night, his thoughts lingered on justice, not only conquest. Freedom was not just a word, it was a principle he enforced across his empire. His empire was vast, yet governed with a surprising humanity rarely seen in history. He saw his people as more than subjects, they were part of a shared destiny. Enemies were treated with respect, their lands often preserved, their lives spared. Through kindness and strategy, he earned loyalty not by fear, but by honor. Every edict, every act of mercy, was etched into history like his legacy itself. His influence reached across lands and waters, bringing order to chaos. Diverse peoples lived side by side, a harmony rare for the ancient world. He wielded power like a scalpel, precise, purposeful, never cruel without reason. Tales of his fairness traveled faster than the sound of swords in battle. Even in the wilderness, his presence was felt, a force of justice among chaos. Decisions were made with thought, not impulse, ensuring stability and trust. His army was disciplined, not for fear, but to protect the people under his rule. Every law, every proclamation, carried the weight of humanity as much as authority. Trade and culture thrived, connecting lands once divided by fear. Even in war, he sought minimal bloodshed, striking fear through strategy rather than cruelty. Vision and compassion burned within him, guiding every choice he made. Empires could rise through conquest, but only men like Cyrus could rule with justice. His words carried hope, shaping societies and inspiring generations to come. Fear was unnecessary. His leadership demanded respect through virtue. Even in moments of peace, his presence reassured the people of order and fairness. Written law became a shield, protecting the vulnerable under his reign. Even on the frontier, his presence was known, a silent guarantee of justice and order. He saw beyond walls and riches, understanding that true conquest was in hearts, not lands. His proclamations freed the oppressed, an unheard of gesture in the ancient world. Victory under Cyrus did not mean destruction. It meant restoration and hope. His armies struck strategically with precision, not indiscriminate violence. Trade routes flourished under his protection, weaving distant lands into a living tapestry. Knowledge and learning were prized, not suppressed, a rarity among kings of the time. Even amidst turmoil, he remained calm, a beacon of leadership and foresight. Under his rule, diversity became a strength, not a source of fear or division. He understood the value of listening, of counsel, before making judgment. Even those who served him knew they were part of something greater than conquest. Every word mattered, every inscription a promise of justice and order. Commerce and communication thrived, connecting lands once torn by fear. Even in the face of potential rebellion, his policies were tempered with mercy and reason. He nurtured life as he nurtured his empire, ensuring prosperity for generations. Strength was not wielded blindly, but with precision and purpose. Respect for the ruler came not from fear, but from admiration for his fairness. A single artifact, yet its message was monumental: liberty and justice for all. His empire stood as a testament not only to power, but to enlightened rule. He gazed upon his lands, knowing that his legacy would be defined by compassion as much as conquest. Even in the quiet of night, his influence shaped the lives of those under his care. Every law he enacted carried the weight of fairness, a promise etched in clay. His people learned that justice could be as much a shield as the sword. Freedom under his reign was not a privilege, it was a right he protected fiercely. Even his army followed not out of fear, but out of respect for his vision. Decisions were deliberate, measured, and always in service of the people. Art and culture flourished under his rule, reflecting a kingdom built on dignity. Even in solitude, his presence lingered, a guiding force for those who served him. His laws reached beyond the powerful, touching the lives of the smallest and most vulnerable. Trade, communication, and prosperity thrived under the careful protection of his rule. Every conquest was guided by strategy, every victory tempered by mercy. Even in lands far from the capital, his vision of justice and fairness endured. Diversity was embraced, a strength woven into the very fabric of his empire. Symbolically and in practice, freedom was central to his rule. Strength was exercised with purpose, always protecting, never oppressing. Even in danger, mercy guided his choices, earning loyalty and respect. A single artifact, yet a declaration that justice and liberty were for all, not just the powerful. His empire rose not only on conquest, but on enlightened governance and vision. He looked upon his kingdom, knowing that his legacy would endure through compassion as much as victory. Yet even the greatest of kings cannot control all fate. Mysteries linger in the shadows of history. Even a king of justice must face the final truth that no empire is eternal. He rode toward a final campaign, one history records, yet never fully explains. In distant lands, fate awaited him, written not by law, but by destiny. The battle that followed would seal his legend and birth a mystery. The world shook, and then silence. When dawn came, Cyrus was gone. No tomb, no remains, only whispers. Without their king, the empire trembled, but his laws endured. They mourned not just a ruler, but a vision of justice. Yet his words remained, carved into clay, defying time. Empires fell, cities vanished, but the legend of Cyrus refused to die. Long after his disappearance, his message was rediscovered. A voice from the ancient world, speaking of freedom. Was he merely a conqueror, or the first king to see humanity as equal? Others ruled by fear, he ruled by principle. The heavens remember what men forget. A small flame igniting ideas that would outlive empires. His dream of unity still echoes through time. But history never tells the full story. Some truths remain hidden beneath dust and legend. Was Cyrus the first king of human rights, or a myth shaped by memory? Did he truly vanish in battle, or walk willingly into eternity? A throne once filled, now forever waiting. Every light must fade, but ideas can burn forever. His final message remains: freedom, dignity, respect. Stone remembers, even when men forget. History shifts, truth becomes mystery. Some questions are never meant to be answered. Was he the first king of human rights, or the first king of legend? Cyrus the Great, conqueror, liberator, mystery. His body vanished, but his idea lives on. And the world still asks, was he history or prophecy?